The social media algorithm does not work for you, the content creator. The social media algorithm works for us as the individual participant, this person who is engaging in and participating in social media. The algorithm is trying to feed each of us the information or the kinds of content that it sees us being interested in. And here's how I know. In 2016, I did an experiment. During the presidential election campaign in 2016, I was emotionally vested in the process. And people on one side of the spectrum would post, and they would post things that clearly lacked balance, and I would angrily respond. And then someone on the other end of the political spectrum would post something that lacked balance, and I would respond in anger. Or someone would post something and I disagreed with it, but I was just trying to show that person that I appreciated them, that I didn't disrespect them as an individual, even though I had just posted something that was expressing an opposite opinion. And so I would like their thing. So I would angrily react to one thing on that end of the political spectrum and angrily react to something on the other end of the political spectrum. But I was also clicking like on political things to just to let my friends know that I'm still friends with them. And the algorithm fed off my engagement. It didn't detect my anger, but it detected my engagement. And it responded to my engagement by offering more opportunities to engage with that content. And suddenly I was angry all the time. And I couldn't even stop thinking about social media because there was a post that I had just seen that I needed to go respond to. And it was a post on this end of the political spectrum. And there was a post on this end of the political spectrum. And I was angry all the time, and it wasn't healthy. It was emotionally unstable. And I made a conscious decision to stop engaging with anything political. The social media platform, I talk about primarily Facebook, but all of the algorithms have the same basic purpose. The purpose is to get you as the user, me as the user, to spend more time on the platform. The way it does that is by giving us the kind of content that it sees that we're willing to engage with. It doesn't actually think, but for purposes of the way the English language, limitations of the English language, it thinks we care about this thing, and therefore it wants to show us more of that thing. Well, here's how that plays out, is suddenly we're seeing more and more of a thing, and we're inside an echo chamber of people that are talking about that thing. And for me, politics just creates extremes of angst. But as soon as I stopped doing politics, as soon as I declared myself, I'm not going to talk politics on social media, within 2 weeks, my feed changed totally. I stopped engaging in anything political. I only engaged in things about family and friends, family activities, and positive mental attitude things. And now that I'm in the small business world, I engage with other small business activities. The reason I love the small business community so much is even when things aren't going well, small business owners are future vision, future oriented. Always they're saying, okay, things aren't as good as I want right now, but I know they're going to get better. And small business owners are willing to commit to the long-term plan, the long-term goal of that time that it's going to get better. So when I shifted what I was engaging with from the political things or the religious extremisms to positive attitude family and friends activities, just being social on social media instead of having to push an agenda, my feed within literally 2 weeks, very, very quickly, my feed shifted to a very uplifting, positive, calm environment. As a content creator, this is why that observation is significant. I had a guy say to me one time, the algorithm isn't helping me. I'm producing content in my private Facebook group, and none of my members are getting notified that I'm seeing it, that I'm producing it. Well, of course they aren't, because the algorithm isn't for you, it's for them. And although they join your group, they haven't engaged with content in your group often enough to make the algorithm think that they actually care about what's in your group. The algorithm is going based off of our behavior, not off of our intention. So it's trying to interpret our interests based on what we actually engage with. It's working for us as the individual. It's not working for you as the content creator. It's not working for me as a content creator. It's working for me as an individual user. That's why engagement is so critical as a metric for how is your social media content doing. That is why engagement is so critical for your YouTube channel or your blog posts. Producing the content isn't the important part, isn't the hard part. Getting engagement on that encourages the search algorithm in the case of a website, or the social media algorithm in the case of a social media platform. That's the challenging part. As Devin Tracy says, Facebook is the most powerful communication platform that's ever been placed in the hands of the individual. I would generalize it to say social media is the most powerful communication platform, but I know why he focuses on Facebook. And it's not just because he's primarily a Facebook and Google guy. It's because Facebook is, all the other social medias replicate Facebook as opposed to the other way around. So if you're a content creator, if you're a business or a nonprofit who's using social media to try to reach your audience, part of the reason that you're frustrated is you're expecting the algorithm to work for you, and your expectations aren't invalid, but they aren't the reality. The reality is the algorithm works for your viewer. So how you engage with and encourage your viewer is more significant than just putting out high quality content. I'm Keith Bashirs. I'm the Bald Guy. I help small businesses with marketing, theory, tactics, techniques, training, and technology.